Okay. We are live. Okay, it is time to get to it. Yeah, that's right. Come to here. Don't know why my keyboard is colored like that. Okay. Open it up. Check that the stream is not lagging. Okay, the stream's not lagging. We're all good. We sound all good. Chat is indeed open and someone else is indeed watching. We've got 2 concurrently live viewers. That's amazing. Chat should be open, I believe. Okay. So, static site generator. Very cool. What do we want to do? Well, first we gotta edit this, so we want to actually format this text. Make sure it's an F string and parse through. Make sure it's a P, then parse through the text and close it off with another P tag. There we go. Okay, so Git, we have all of these changes here. So I'm just gonna put these down as routine commit. You know, because that's what it is. It's a routine. It's a routine commit. That's what it is. And there we go. Committed. So currently, I don't. What's the problem here? For text is not assessed. Oh, I never actually parse for text in through here. Okay, so those are some changes, I guess. So now we have it, so it's being considered a paragraph tag, right? Because that's what it is. It's a paragraph tag, right? It's just a paragraph tag. So guess I can run the build script now. It also might be a good idea if I have this to the side and this over here. So make sure that we're inside of Eastwood and we run the build.sh. Move this into the corner. Grab a new incognito window. And open it up at localhost 888. That's a problem. It's easy enough to fix. Run the build script again, reload the web page, reload the web page. Oh, I didn't actually write it. Okay, that's fair enough. Reload it, there we go. Okay. It works. The next thing I need to include is some sort of, I'm just gonna comment all of this stuff though. So, tags. Init. Right? Fair enough, got init. And then append function definition. I think that's how you spell definition. Okay, very cool. We'll see if I can get a keycaster working. Okay, I can get keycaster working. And we can just move it from there to down there. I want to change the font color to white and make the font size bigger. And make sure to give it a bezel. So we have the opacity, display, selected virtualizer, default, display mouse event, no. Where is it? Bezel color. I set the bezel color, didn't I? It's okay. So reload that. Okay, we have nothing new going on there. I don't like this on. I'm going to turn that off for now. So we define our tags here. So the next thing I want to add is a style tag. So we can define style. And I guess we need to parse through a file location. And what it's going to do is it's going to call app, right? And inside of app it will provide, we need to format some text, don't we? So we'll create a for text and we'll make sure that we have it linked as style sheet with the href of that, and then parse through our file location like that. Close that off. And then what we need to parse through here is the file location. File loc style like that. And then we can parse through our file location. File location. Our formatted text, and I don't want it to erase everything afterwards, so we do that. And perfect. I don't know. Go to style symbol, mouse to narrow to style range. It looks fine to me, honestly. Coming through the file, there is nothing there. We can test this. I guess I'm going to make a style file. So we create a style.css file. and we just do something simple like change the background color to be, and the color of the text to be like that. And then we come to here, and inside of here we call our style function. And what do we need to parse through it? That's right, we need to parse through our file location, which is style.css, like that. Argument missing for correct. Well, it's not anymore. Oh, that's right, we need to compile it again and reload it, and then we go. That's our style introduced. We have a style sheet now introduced. So we can call that with that style thing right there, like that. Okay. Our style.css, right? That's called there, and then we have our header function here, and a bit of text. So if we come to here, we come to here, and come to here, we have this. First off, we gotta commit this. So we want to stage. Yes. Everything is staged. So our index.html, our index.py, our style.css, they're all there. Added and tested style. New style function. It's beautiful. Okay, this is something really good that we might want to add as a just raw function that just pins the raw data really well. So I guess we add that now. I guess we can of course define the structure for the raw one, which will just be text, and then we just parse through the file location, the text, and we don't want to erase everything. Another thing I might add is an image function, so we can parse through the source, the height, and the length, like that. As as well as that for things like this and things like this and this. They need a separate function, which is OT, which will be for other. So I can just insert OT here. So we got height, length. We can do an ID, a class, and an OT. I know that's a lot of things that we need to parse through, but that's fine. Who cares? Now we format the text. We format the text like this, so that we we call an image tag here, and then we get the source, and we parse through the user's provided source, and then we get a height, and we parse through the user's provided height, and then we get a, don't know why I put that as width, because it's actually that. I put that as length for some reason. It's width, and then we parse through the user's provided width, like that. And once we've done that, we then get the ID, and we parse through the user's provided ID. And once we've done that, we get the class, and we parse through the user's provided class, and then we just parse through whatever's on the other side, and we have it like that. And then we can append, right? We can append our file location provided by our beautiful init file, which does all of that for us. And we can parse through our formatted text. And no, we don't want to erase that whole thing. So we now just raw and image. We can now test raw and image. So just as an example, raw. This is raw text, and image. We need to parse through our source. So for us, it is going to be this image. Parse through, what other data do we need? We need to parse through our source, height, width. Our height can figure itself out. Our width can figure itself out. Our ID, we don't have one. Our class and our other. And of course for here, we have other and then wait. And with that, we can do that, and that's pretty cool if you ask me. So a beta test of this you know, we might want to make a breaker so that we can break the text into two. So we can do that by just defining a break. You don't need to parse anything through a break. We can directly call this parse through our file location, and as our text, all we have to do is parse through BR, and we don't want to make it the init, and that's simple. What's wrong with this? I guess we call it with BR instead. Yeah, that makes sense. So we just call BR. We don't even want to give the whole line, we just call BR like that. Beautiful. We compile it, and once it's compiled, we have our beautiful website written in Python. This is a static site generator. Okay, the next thing I want to add is just really simply put, we can make a very simple blog post website. We already have the CSS for it, like the CSS doesn't look bad, and we have the text for it. So let's keep this image element and such. So I'll write a very basic blog post. I don't care. Emacs, okay. Hello. I am Rhhen. I make programs in whatever language suits me best. I have made 2 public as of 2025, July the 10th, NZST, static site generators. What you're looking at now is code Eastwood static site generator built in Python 3. Compile that. No errors. Something's not right here. I didn't, for some reason, Emacs failed to write that. That's okay. There we have it. Sorry, I misspell things sometimes. And there we have it. That's our static site generator. Just built a website. It's pretty damn cool, if you ask me. It's simple enough to be usable, I guess. Of course, we need to set some metadata stuff, like setting metadata. So yeah, really, really simple. That should be simple enough. You know, you just... Oh man, you put my laptop on charge. That should be simple enough, quite truly. But, you know, Emacs, it does its things. Don't ask why sometimes it just doesn't load. That's perfectly alright. We are perfectly fine. And if anybody is watching, then please send a message in chat. Okay. This is very simple. This is where our main text is. Right here, and all that. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Might as well. Yes, of course, I save it. So we modified this, and this. Okay. Stage all of that. Added and tested image and VR on stream. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's write a README for this. Okay, alright, let's write a README. So since this is going to be on GitHub, we gotta write it with some GitHub syntax. So for now, it's called Eastwood, and Eastwood Eastwood is a static site, is a static site generator written in Python 3, built on stream in my cloud using Emacs. And also, if anybody's in stream, please send a message. I don't have much to do, and I'd really like to read your message, especially if you have a suggestion for like what I should name this, because Eastwood is only a code name, right? Eastwood is merely a code name. So I'll actually start a poll. I'll start a Q&A, I mean. Boom. Boom. Start a Q&A. Okay. No? Because Eastwood, it's interesting. Essentially, it is using Python code to generate websites. It's got some pretty cool syntax, pretty gnarly, dude. What the hell? I thought I specifically... Okay, I guess Emacs. It's just... Maybe that's a NeoTree thing. This is what it looks like. Very cool, I know. It's very epic. Very cool. Programmer things. That's what a Rhhen does. They build their own static site generator for, you know, their website. Isn't that like Terry Davis or something? Using Emacs and duct tape with the Google AI. its syntax is simple. Let me give you a example, right? So you can have a look at this example. This is how the syntax of it is, right? So we have, say, just as an example, right? Just put a hashtag here. And example with the text function, right? So we have text, and all you have to do is you just have to parse through. Here's my text. This will be rendered when I'm Rhhen. That's simple. It's really that simple. It's not much else. If we take, just as an example, if we take, why is there a start.sh thing here? Guess we know which one we don't want. I don't know why that was there. I have a build.sh script already. I'm sure it's perfectly normal. Just for example, we have our init file, which imports from source main. Yeah, good point. That is never used by it, like, ever. I don't think anything would be hurt by doing that. Anyways, this is how that looks like. So main relies on init to work. So we put that in here, right? I'm gonna put this under a usage section, right? Here's how configuring and getting it start up works, right? It's relatively simple, right? First, we want to import things from these files. Right, just things from these files. Okay, because these files contain data that's necessary. This one contains the functions that the user calls to make a element on the website. This one contains configuration items, right? And then we need to call an init file and parse through file location, right? And then we make a text file, right? We make a text function, and inside of that we add a text element has wildly appeared, right? So So that's just me being a bit playful. And then we can end it by parsing through file location. A file location is provided by this guy right here. So that's just a little example of a little something that we need, right? Okay, so we get to this, right? What's going on here? Okay, these are stage that. So we have this here, stage, so we commit it. Removed. This Siri bloat. We modified this. I'll commit that later, but I want to stage this and then commit the added readme on stream. Right, hop out of this. You know what I want to do? I want to parse through. Instead of doing that bullshit, come down to here, right? Do that. Do this. Right? Beautiful. Absolutely, astonishingly beautiful. Right? Alright, do that. Boom. Boom. I wanna... What's going on there? Oh. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I actually know why that's happening. Right there. Stage. And then remove is a Siri imports. And what did I do here? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Stage that. Commit that. Change index.py to fit with readme. Beautiful. Okay, and one thing I want to do is come to here and just make my index.html file not appear, because guess what, I don't want that appearing. Actually, yeah, I know you're going to scream and cry about it. Actually just gonna delete it. Yeah, boom, gone. Gonzo Washington, stage. Okay, both of these are staged. Commit them. Removed index.html from Git. Just routine commits, you know? We now actually have a functional code base, you know? This will very much work as a code base. Technically, this works. then compile and run with boom, just like that. And then install just git clone the repo from the latest commit. Something like this. Git clone depth equals 1. HTTP // link github.com/Rhhen eastwood.get in /eastwood, like that, right? And then we just, you know, do a little something like that, a little something like that, and a little something like that, and we're good. That's how it's meant to be, brother. And of course I want to commit that, stage it, commit it, added more instructions to readme on stream. Beautiful. And this is where I think we go all out, and we not only do we make a new Chrome window, change from this to this, we actually come to GitHub, right? And we come to here, and we create a new repository, and guess what it's called? Eastwood. Create that repository, and then we copy this text here, and we come back to Emacs and we do this, right? And I go remote, I think I might just, you know, do something crazy like something like that, you know, and then push it upstream to the default location like that. And now that it gets done, yep, you can see the code base is public. You can have a look at it for yourself. There has been 10 commits so far, with the last one done by me. Very cool, very good. Very good. You can see it's mostly Python, some shell script, and some CSS I should probably get rid of. Let's do that now. Let's get rid of the CSS, to the extent that Git knows, at least. Let's get rid of the style.css. Ugh, disgusting. CSS. Ugh, disgusting. I hate CSS. Absolutely despise it. It's horrendous. I hate it. I hate it. I hate having CSS in my code base. It gets chucked in there with everything else, because you know, like CSS. it's not showing up here anymore. What? Did I just... No way. No way that this thing... Yeah, no, it's right there. Hold up. If this thing... Oh, there it is. Just had to update it. Yes, of course I want to get rid of style.css. That's why you are here, is it not? Beautiful. Stage. Stage. Commit both of those changes and mark it down as removed style.css as far as Git knows. You know, a little wink. I'm so cheeky. I'm so cheeky, you know. As far as Git knows, did that on stream. So mark that as on stream, and then push that upstream. And reload the page, and it's gone. Okay, only Python and beautiful shell script. That's it. Have a good one, everybody. And you know,